feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful audience. Give yourself some round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone should love it. And while you're in the clapping mood, I'd like to give a big round of applause to my band.
Hey, welcome to another episode of 30 Something Podcast. It's your girl Drea. We got Miss Miko.
What's up?
And we got Miss Lisa.
Honoring Aretha.
Yeah, she got her feet propped up like Aretha in the casket. So, so that's what we doing today.
No, she has to go out.
Yes. And we have our honorary cast member, Mr. JoJo. In the bill.
Please say the uncle.
Please
Uncle
say the
JoJo.
Please say the Uncle JoJo.
The empathetic asshole, enlightened hypocrite. Once again.
The preacher introduction.
Go home, Roger.
That is Mr. JoJo. And also we have Miss LaConda Davies with us. And Miko, she's in a play with Miko. It's going to be going on this weekend. So we're going to talk with her a little bit about that. And the name of the stage play is called Covered. And so they're going to talk about a little bit about the play. I know they can't give up too much information, but just a little bit about their roles in that. And we always want to give a shout out to Mr. J. Rose and These Beats Ain't Freedom Movement for the beat. Thank you very much. And we all know that these beats are not free.
Didn't he just
Yeah, Tesla Music. If you guys go onto I know his personal page, Justin Rose, but also I think These Beats Ain't Free has a page as well. But he has a new video. JoJo.
That's how you get put out the house when you're a house guest.
Right.
I'm just trying to get it
you
right. You know what I mean?
Now, so we get to embarrass you.
Yeah, y'all get to talk to me crazy.
But he has a new video out called Tesla Music. It's real cute. I like it. So you guys can check that out. But we want to get started with what now? Hey, Stan. Hey, Jonathan. Hey.
Everybody.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, thank y'all for watching. But we are going to get into today's, actually really quick before we get started, I wanted to do this. 30 Something Podcast wants to wish our engineer, Mr. Jansen, a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, ladies.
We got
MLK version. Happy birthday.
No, y'all didn't.
I'm gonna get a cake. So I went and got some cupcakes instead.
Ladies.
And so we brought you some cupcakes.
I'm excited
And we're
about
gonna
the
sing you
cupcakes.
happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jansen. Happy birthday to you.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry.
We love Jensen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
thank
brought you
y'all.
some cupcakes and we're gonna eat these later. I was gonna get a cake, but I was like, ain't nobody got no knives and no plates and no necklace. I ain't got time. So cupcakes it is. But happy birthday, Jansen. Thank you for riding this ride with us.
Thank y'all. I haven't had this kind of celebration for a birthday since I was like 12.
Oh,
Really?
Okay.
And this is
Yeah, well, thank y'all.
cupcakes
no
and a song.
problem. No problem. So we're going to jump into what now? And we're going to talk about the wonderful news. Bittersweet news. Justice was partly served today with the conviction of police officer Roy Oliver of Balch Springs for the murder of Jordan Edwards, 15-year-old Jordan Edwards, Balch Springs resident who went to a party with his brothers and was subsequently shot by the police in the back of the head. And the jury deliberated. It was for a day and a half. And so they ended up coming back with the conviction of murder. And so they immediately went into the sentencing hearing, which is going on right now. I had to turn it off during the sentencing hearing because it was just a little bit too much, because they started with the character witnesses, with Jordan, his teachers, describing him as being a wonderful student, always smiling, happy, and I couldn't. I had to
Turn it off.
I had to disconnect from that. But just the reading of the verdict, I swear to God, I was like, it was 95 when OJ got.
That's how you felt?
I was literally on pins and needles because I
Do
knew.
you remember where you were?
Yeah, I was in Miss Hendry's class in sixth grade.
I was in Work 22. Do you remember where you were when OJ?
DA Huss, everybody ran out in in the hallways like we really knew what the hell was going on. Giselle jumping
No,
up and
but
down
we totally
celebrating.
knew what was going on because
I did.
we watched the
And we
trial.
talked about the trial
Yeah.
and stuff at school, but we didn't. I understand kind of
Yeah.
what she's saying too. We didn't really know.
We don't
as
understand
deep,
like it is
we
right
didn't
now,
have-
you know.
Laconda, where were
Right.
you when they read the
OJ.
verdict for OJ?
You know,
Lisa, where were you? School.
know,
I hope you was
Hopefully
in
they
school.
were serving some pizza and corn
Goodbye.
at lunch.
Because that's what she was
I
saying.
remember about elementary pizza and
Eat
corn.
pizza and corn.
But it was like it was. I
I don't
remember it was
really
so
remember for
weird because
don't
of
know
course
who
Mark
grabbed
Twain
it.
was like predominantly African American school, right? And so our teacher, we were in a portable, and she's a white teacher, and so when they read the verdict, of course, all of us were like screaming, "Wow!" And we look over at her, and she's red. And it didn't hit me until I got older, and I was like, she was salty as hell.
Yeah.
But you know, whatever. And then he turned around and went to jail for stealing his own shit. But that's a whole different.
That's a
story.
whole nother story. We won't get into that today.
But we are very, we are very. It is a very bittersweet moment, and as soon as they read the verdict, I like broke down because I started thinking about Tamir Rice, and I started thinking about Mike Brown, and I started thinking about everybody that didn't get an indictment, everybody that didn't get that justice.
still
You know what I'm
awaiting
saying?
trial.
Or
Sandra
still,
Bland.
you know, or Sandra Bland. Everybody who didn't get any type of justice for their family, or even just like a minimum payout from a civil suit. Like, you can't put a price on a human being.
And it's sad we have to go down a list of names.
Yeah.
Though. That's one.
And
of
it's
the
almost
most
an endless
ridiculous
list,
things
right?
That I'm listening to is there's a list of names,
Right.
And then I think that an officer hasn't been convicted of murder since 1973 in Dallas County.
In Dallas County.
A long time.
and I really feel like that it wouldn't have taken the pace that it's taken or the direction that it's taken if it was DPD. I think the fact that it was Balk Springs,
Right.
you know what I mean, with them not being such a big institution, they can kind of throw them away a little bit, you know.
It almost,
so
I did kind of get a feeling of like he was a lower sacrifice.
Yeah,
like,
you know, it's
we'll
like-
give you,
Well,
we'll
Yeah.
give you that.
Hold on.
I did kind of feel like that.
Well, I don't, because I feel like this. Okay, so I think at the point where the police chief had to walk back his statement because he lied, and the body cam showed that he lied, that's where the switch got flipped, right? Because
Yeah.
it's usually the police officer ain't lying; he's just justifying his actions, right? But when he's telling a bold-faced lie, and
to recant
right,
the
and the
story.
police chief has to go live and say, damn, I'm sorry. He really did shoot at a car that was driving away from him. At that point, you got an indictment because you have a liar, right? And so I think that's where the whole switch
how I
got
got this
flipped.
far.
And I think that's where we got to the point to where we got the indictment, and then the indictment went for.
And then I was just went on YouTube to watch the testimony, like when he took the stand, to hear what, you know, the conversation was. And the main thing that they tried to focus on, and it was even his attorney, was the incident that had happened the previous, like the few weeks prior or whatever.
Oh, with the girl that got pulled over?
With the girl, and he was saying how he had got out of the vehicle with his weapon like already drawn and on his chest, with shorts and a t-shirt on and his police badge. And he said he identified himself as a police officer.
And his wife and his child in the car.
And his wife and his child in the car. And it was two younger female kids in the back seat also. But he said that he didn't know if she was going to like maneuver, move the car and try to hit him or whatever again. The same thing that he tried to say the next 2 weeks later, you know, that he felt like at first it was that he was trying to hit him, but then on the stand he was saying that he felt like he was trying to hit his partner.
So his defense is that he has a horrible sense of judgment.
Right. But
Basically.
the part about this is that he's only saying that he had the gun pointed here and at the apex of the car.
Right.
But when they questioned her, she said he pointed that gun in my face. And they said, are you sure? And she was like, if you ever had a gun pointed in your face, you were going to be very sure that you had a gun pointed in your face.
This is what he said about that, because they asked him, they said, did you ever point the gun
Right,
at her? And he said at the car. And he said, if I turned this way, it might have been canted towards the front. I said, man,
well, I want to
you're
briefly
going to jail,
mention,
sir.
when the witnesses gave testimony, a former police chief of his stated that he had a Facebook posting where he said, and I'm going to quote, I don't know if he reposted it or if it was his actual words. They were trying to confirm whether it was his actual words, but it was, I would never in my life be as good at anything else as I am at killing people. This was in 2013. Right. And the chief asked him to take down the posting. So we fast forward to 2017 and you're standing true to your words. Right. So let's not pretend as though your joy doesn't come from killing people.
Yeah.
Right. Or at least threatening people, threatening their lives.
Having that power.
Right.
Right. I mean, how many times do police departments hire an asshole with a gun just because he's good with a gun, right? Because it's you think, oh, well, somebody is ex-military. You would automatically think that this person has skill with a weapon, that they are, but they could or could not be good at de-escalating situations and having because military, they don't have to de-escalate nothing. You just go in and you you neutralize the situation, period. You
take out the threat,
right? That's what you do. And so you having to switch mentally and say, okay, well, I don't have to neutralize the suspect in this instance. I don't have to look at you as a person. Now you telling them, now you do have to look at them like a person. And I don't really think that they can always make that switch. And then especially now you take him and you put him in Balch Springs, which is a predominantly minority populated environment.
But you can make that switch because it happens to us all, right? But they don't treat the fairer skinned white people like they do us. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just all about who you dealing with and what flies. That is actually pushed. Like, I'm a black male and I didn't watch this, but it's sensitive to me because I've had so many interactions with the police. You know what I mean? I've had so many interactions with them with guns to my face, taking sweaters off. What you doing? I'm talking about straight up disrespect. You know what I'm saying? And I know that that's not how y'all operate in different neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we can do that military bullshit and they can't, they can. It just depends. It's not going to be any consequences or repercussions when it comes to us. They feel like they can do that with impunity. You know what I'm saying? So they found them guilty, but I'm interested to see what the sentencing going to be.
He's not going to get much time. I mean, I hope, and I mean, we're looking at 5 to 99 years, right? And I'm hoping that they throw the book at him. I'm hoping that he goes under.
But they gave the Michael Slager, he got 20 years.
He got 20 years of Fed time. So this is completely different.
That's
this
like Marcus
Stewart. We're going to have to send him up to the feds?
No. So in the, so what we're talking about right now, Michael Slager with Walter Scott. So when the DA was charged, he didn't get convicted with that. The feds picked up the charge. After
Why
that,
did they pick it up? Because for civil rights or something?
Right, with the civil rights was the underlying charge. And so then they put the murder 2 charge on top of it. And so he ended up getting sentenced to a total of 20 years.
I didn't know that. Okay. I just learned that.
Right, which is completely different than him getting sentenced.
Like
cake.
Right.
They eat
complete
good food.
Cake. Right.
And he gonna have to do. He got to do 85% of that time though.
Right.
Do a long time.
So, and this is really good news for y'all's DA. Y'all's DA, she is. I'm sure she's pretty happy right now.
County.
She's gonna get reelected.
So I'm pretty sure she's looking at some sort of reelection. But this is only okay. So in this particular case, I think she could get reelected if black people go out and vote, right? Because you're talking about Republican, white. So you don't know, what the ramifications and the blowback is going to be for this politically. But if, we do get out, the black and the brown, we get out and vote, then I think she is looking for re-election. It's good. It's good news for her. She went for the conviction. She got the indictment. She came back with the head. And so it looks good for her politically.
But I think regardless of race, everybody sees this as a senseless killing.
I wouldn't say everybody.
Well, you're right, because I saw some comments in the Facebook thread of the live videos that, I felt like people were just race baiting on some of their comments. But the majority, I would say, see this as a senseless killing. But is it because he was a good child, a good student?
I think it was because he's a good student. Because you have someone who's being perceived a bald-headed, very pale white man who you can
Looks
very
like a Nazi.
reasonably identify him as being like a skinhead neo-Nazi type person, and then you have this kid who has been described as being loving, and he's a good student, A/B student. Teachers love him. Everybody loved him. He was a golden kid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He played sports, never got in trouble. He couldn't have shot a more perfect child. Like it couldn't have been a worse situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about a completely polarized situation.
I just would like for people to not make it seem as though a black person, period, deserves to be killed, shot, and murdered, regardless of their history, regardless of. That's my whole thing.
Exactly.
Is when we're saying, well, oh my God,
what's justified and what's not justified.
You cannot say, any situation where cold-blooded murder takes place that is justifiable.
Yeah, because they would literally do a urine analysis on the victim to see what drugs they had in their system.
Right.
But then the cop that shot him, he won't get an analysis.
Right.
So anything that they
or
can do
he'll get to have PTSD.
Anything that they can do to taint you, as the victim, he had weed in his system.
Right.
He was he deserved to die.
I'm pretty sure that if they could have found something on Jordan Edwards, I think they dug and I think they tried.
And they didn't.
And they couldn't find anything. So I think in this particular situation, the conviction was there was nothing else was going to happen, and so
they knew it would be a whole lot of backlash if there was no guilty conviction.
Right. It was supposed to be protesting everything, right? It was about to go down.
Yeah, Dallas was ready.
So do you think this is going to set a precedence moving forward throughout the?
No.
Okay.
At all.
No.
Okay.
I feel like we're looking at an anomaly situation.
Okay.
So where bad cop shoots good kid. You know what I'm saying? So you're literally looking at a black and white situation, like in all forms, right? But anytime where the situation gets muddled, or if the kid is like had a couple of referrals, or anything that they can to push, pull, tweak, then they're gonna pull that out and say, oh well, it could have been perceived as what, because what you're what you're looking for is reasonable actions of a police officer. And would a police officer, would he have done that? And I think during the trial when he said he shot at the car because he was in fear of his partner's life, and when they questioned the partner said he was not in fear of his life. That damaged the whole defense. So
he was counting on him.
Yeah,
he got up on stage and he told the truth.
He was
I was not in fear.
Thankfully.
We're gonna go to our first commercial break with Metro. Still hot. 214-948-8888. Contact me if your AC's out.
Here, I'm hot.
Not really.
No, I'm hot.
No, but it was a hot guy in there.
Not that kind of hot. We need Metro Men. For all of your air conditioning and heating services, please contact Metro Air Conditioning and Heating Services at 214-948-8888 or visit him on the web at metroacs.com. You can also find him on Facebook at Metro Air Conditioning and Heating Services. He's been in business since 1990, a member of the Better Business Bureau with a AAA rating. And he may not be hot, but he'll make sure that you're not. Now, where's that other guy?
Hey, so we're back, y'all. And we're talking about the case of Jordan Edwards. And if you guys want to chime in about the Jordan Edwards case and how you feel about the verdict, or what you feel like the sentencing is going to be, since we're all waiting in suspense. Well, I'm not, but since we're all waiting, it would bated breath for the verdict to come through. We're going to scroll the number across the bottom. I can't memorize it, but
it's 469.
There you go.
708. 8609. 469-708-8609. And you had a QT&A.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, I just wanted to hear what everyone thinks the sentencing will be. For me, I think it's gonna be pretty light. No more than 10 years.
What do you think he should get?
The chair. Goddamn.
What did Samuel L. Jackson say in A Time to Kill?
Right. Yes, it did it, and I hope they burn in hell.
I do that shit again.
Exactly. That's how I feel. Thank you, JoJo. Exactly. That's really how I feel. To see that family hurting. There's no amount of money. There's no sentencing. There's nothing that can bring their loved one back. There's nothing that can change his brother's feelings and how, the trauma that they experience. There's no sentencing that, in my opinion, could ever, remedy that situation.
Right.
So,
because whatever time he gets, he's still going to be able to get out and live his life. And for like that whole year and some
with the
change,
color of his skin,
right? With that whole year and some change. Well, and then shooting a black person automatically gets you glamorized, right? Like you're talking about with George Zimmerman,
right?
Yeah, he's definitely going to be martyred, maybe to a certain
dude
extent.
Sold the gun that he shot Trayvon Martin, and I think Trayvon Martin was really pivotal. Like. That's like when Trayvon Martin was shot, that was when the temperature changed, like the barometer went up in America, because you had an unarmed kid, a kid who was literally walking with a hoodie on, wasn't bothering nobody, just walking through a neighborhood, and was shot by another civilian who was chasing him through a neighborhood for nothing and didn't get convicted for it.
Right.
Nothing about the chase and the phone call was admissible in court. Like, it was just bullshit. Right. And at that point, it was like it just flipped the whole thing on its head, where it's like nobody can rationalize this. Nobody can rationalize any of this anymore. It's like, okay, well, this is what we dealing with. Right. Don't nobody wear hoods. Tell your boys not to wear hoods. If you see a cop, take your hood off.
Don't buy no Snapples or no Skittles.
Don't buy
late
Skittles.
At night while you visiting your daddy.
Right. And so I think at that point, it really became like, it changed the climate a little bit more, because it was already tense, because I ain't gonna say that it wasn't tense.
Yeah. I went back to SoundCloud to listen to the interview that we had with Jordan's mom.
Oh, yeah.
And, she was just talking about, there's nothing that anybody can really do, but the main thing is that you just need people to be aware. Like, you need to know that this is what's going on, so that when there's a time to act, you're ready to act. I know a lot of people say I don't get into it, but it's like you need to talk about it. You need to have some type of thought, or you need to have something about it, because you're raising kids. You have to live here. You have to.
You're right, and when I say that I don't get into it, it's because I've had enough. I've seen this story 1,000 times.
Right.
I already know what it is. Like,
so you're already aware.
It's the same rerun. So, like, my daughter, she asked me, I have a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, and she asked me, Dad, are you scared of the police? Now, like I said, I have a history with the police when they mess with me. I'm not no timid dude. I'm a man. You're going to give me my respect as a man, but when she asked, am I scared of the police? I told her, no. She said, why? I asked her why. And she said, you're not scared they're going to kill you? And I told her, you know what? We are under attack in that aspect, but I don't think you have to worry about the police killing me. Now, I understand the system, but I told her the odds of me being murdered, if I were to be murdered, it's gonna be by somebody that looks like me, somebody that probably knows you. You see what I'm saying? You probably would know my. So don't buy into that narrative of it's us against them, because we killing each other like crazy. That is only us against them. You know what I'm saying? Because
time out. So I don't want you to slide too far down this black on black crime thing.
I'm not using it to defend, but I'm just saying, like, the last time we were up here with somebody, I don't remember what it was. This is the only time we talk about it. And for me, I had a brother that was murdered. I had another brother that was shot, and was lucky enough to survive. That shit don't get talked about. You know what I mean?
And it doesn't.
So it doesn't. So I'm not using it in the sense of bringing it in to, take away from this. But I'm just saying that's why I couldn't watch it. I haven't watched it. And then when I did watch it today, I caught a little bit of the news at the barbershop. Like, it messed up my soul. I saw that little boy's face on there. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't I'm out here trying to spread the love. That's what this love deposit shit about. You know what I'm saying?
And I think like when it comes down to when you put it in perspective, you are more likely to be killed by, and this is any race and in any ethnicity, you are more likely to be killed by somebody that is within your vicinity, right? That has to deal with whites, Asians, Hispanics, whatever. You are more likely to be raped by somebody that you know. Like these are just statistics that are well known. However, if I kill you, I'm going to jail. Like
the people who killed my brother didn't go to jail. The person who shot my brother didn't go to jail. So I understand it. I'm not deflecting, and we on the same page. So I'm not coming from the sense of. I'm just saying, coming from the sense of, okay, I went through the feeling mad. I went through being hurt, distraught. I went through the hate. I went through the protests. I went through that. So now it's like I don't have to keep what I already know how it's gonna play out. It's the same thing. We under attack. Me as a black man in my community, what am I gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I say, I'm not saying it's important, not important, and I'm not using it to cloud it. I'm just saying at this point, I don't know how much life I have left in me, you know what I mean, versus just talking about it and getting involved and having the debates with people that be trying to, you know, I'm just like, man, come on, let's spread this love. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying.
No, I mean, I get it. No, we on the same page. It's just a lot of times people like to jump into these conversations and say, well, and I feel like it kind of takes away from the conversation. I hear what you're saying, but you know what I'm saying too.
Yeah, I got you.
It's like, okay, yeah, we do have black on black crime, but that's definitely has nothing to do with police getting away with murdering someone. Now, I do feel like we have this whole no snitch policy that's within our community where people don't want to stand up and they don't want to go and say that, you know, Pookie shot whoever and make sure that justice is served in that aspect. That is a problem within our community. That's a problem that we need to solve within our community. But also we have these people coming in and policing our communities and over-policing our communities and over-sentencing our communities and criminalizing our children. Yeah. These are issues that we have that needs to be addressed. That's the law.
Yeah.
Right? These are people who are being paid by us to protect and serve. That's the issue.
Yeah. Right. I agree 100%. Right. And I'm not trying to take away from
Stan gave his answer for what he thought the sentencing should be, and he said he thinks that he should get several boyfriends named Damon and then lethal injection.
And then Ijeoma, I hope I said your name right. She said no more than 7 years, but she wants him to get life with no parole.
I think we talking about 10. I think no more than 10.
I am
be 11, to be honest.
So because he's one of the few who've been sentenced, I kind of don't want to just be like, okay, I want you to get all of it. I want you to get it for everybody that we've ever, you know. I sincerely believe that people don't have to spend as much time in jail as they sentence them for. I think that people learn their lesson.
No, I think that learn a lesson. No. I think somebody senselessly. A kid. He needs to have 99 problems.
A kid
in jail every day.
I'm
for
just
the
gonna
rest
say
of his life.
For me, I'm talking about some people. They may not, and they are just like evil people, and they're never gonna change. They're never gonna be any better. They're never gonna. And I think that some people can go and they can receive some type of punishment, and they can decide, okay, this wasn't right. This is what I wasn't supposed to do. I do believe it.
Let me tell you something.
History has shown that he is not rehabilitatable.
This is the difference between. Let's talk about what's fair, right? Let's talk about what's just and what's fair, because what's just and what's fair isn't always what's handed down, right? When you get somebody who gets busted for weed or gets busted for a small amount of crack and ends up in prison for way longer than somebody who has the same amount of time as cocaine, right? Like that's not just, that's not fair. And so when you have somebody, when you have someone of color who commits a crime and then you end up with the scarlet letter F, right? You got a felony on you. You will never pay that debt back to society ever again. When you come out of prison, ain't nobody checking for you. Ain't nobody trying to really rehab you. The system is not made for that. But when you are of this color, it should be. But when you are of this color and you have an F, you got it even harder, right?
I don't think that.
And so, but when you are white and you got an F, you got nepotism. You got homies that'll reach out. Your daddy, he'll hook you up with a job. You got all of these 50-yard advantages that we don't have. All we can do is go get the truck driving license, cut some hair, and it's not the same.
When I made my statement, I was trying to erase all the color from it and just talk about as a human person.
I don't see him as a human
person. I can't do that.
The same way that he didn't see Jordan Edwards as a human being.
Right.
I do not see you, Roy Oliver, as a human
people
being.
Get apologetic when
he seems to be a very horrible person with a shitty haircut. He need to rot down there. Look, let him rot in particular.
But Miko always sees the best in people.
I think that he'll work on that. I think that he'll learn his lesson in about 10 years.
What they are.
10 years. You know what 10 years is? I think in 10 years I'll learn my lesson.
Murder a kid
I know people who did.
I know
people who
did. Locked up in a prison for 10 years.
Hold on, time out. If somebody shot Bliss.
See, that's the thing. So I don't believe in the death penalty, but I always have to say, if somebody killed my child, how would I feel?
Your baby.
If somebody killed my child, I would want to kill them. You ain't gonna have to get them the death penalty.
So that 10-year sentence, it would not suffice, and I guarantee you it wouldn't. And I've known people. I know people that did longer for dope.
And he gets out and he gets to have Christmas with his kids.
And that's one of the problems that we have as a race, though. And this is no offense to you, Miko.
No,
we want to pray for everybody, and we want
the best and kumbaya.
I'm not holding anyone's hand in this situation, or especially if it's my child.
No.
What? I'm not going to say, because if I'm ever put in a position to have to plead insanity, I want to be able to do so. So I'm not going to say what I would do.
All I'm saying is that if somebody touched my kid, I ain't calling no cops. Ain't no cops.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to do it like in Jamaica. When I went to Jamaica, they said that in their communities, they're like...
The village.
Like for real, like if you do something to a kid...
Yeah.
Like you can't even get to the police station. The whole community is coming after you. You own like you're being hunted.
Right.
So
and that's the way
what
we
makes them
used
not
to
have
be.
any type of any type of violent acts or crimes against children, anything like that. You safe here. When you a kid, you can walk around here and you can be safe and you can be a kid. And that's more what we need to do in our own communities. But okay, we're not gonna talk about Jordan Edwards the entire show.
Yeah, because we do have a lovely guest up here.
We do have Miss LaConda Davies here, and we're in the she's like, hey, and we're in the play. It's called Covered, and it is about a young lady who struggles through life with her identity, and LaConda plays her, and her name is Sean in the play, and I'm Mara. I'm her mom, and I'm miserable.
You're her mom in the play?
Yes, I'm her mom in the play.
Okay.
My misery over my own past, it contributes to my daughter's struggle. Because I'm unhappy. I do everything that I can to try to make her unhappy as well.
That's heavy. That's heavy.
Mm-hmm. So it goes through like a journey. It starts out with a younger child, and then it goes all the way up to where LaConda is my adult child. She's in college, and I'm her mama. I'm a young mama.
You know what I mean?
I had a baby when I was 12.
Okay.
12.
But I'm her mama though.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of singing. It's a heart touching, like crying. You're gonna feel all kind of emotions.
You said it was a gospel play?
It's a Christian based play.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we are singing there's some Christian songs. I mean, it's Christian based.
Sing We Fall Down, but we get up.
No, we're not gonna sing. We're not gonna sing any. They're all original songs.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And you sing?
Yes.
So both of you will be singing in the play.
I heard you write as well.
I do.
What genre?
I write every genre from pop, rock, R&B, alternative, hip hop.
Wow.
I write all genres.
Let the people know.
You sound like you can sing. You can
When
sing.
you hear that raspy like voice, you automatically sound like
Yeah, she sound like she can sing.
They say that people who have like a raspy voice or deeper voice always have like good singing ability.
That's why Beyonce sound like a whole man when she be talking.
Caleb came out sounding like Barry White when he was a little kid. My mom be like, Barry White.
That's
I'm like,
hilarious.
yeah, his voice is deep. So.
I love watching his videos where he's singing. I'm like, sing, baby.
He don't like to sing no more.
Oh, he's so stinking adorable.
And it's like Old Temptations, like classic.
Really?
It's like you can just feel it. It feels like from another like time zone, but it's so
he got an old soul.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yep.
because his mama's 60.
Yeah, she is.
You said his mama's 60. So we've been working on this play for a long time now. How long has it been? Like 4 months now?
Yeah.
When can they tell us about the play?
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to read. Okay, so we had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. So I have to make sure I only say what I'm allowed to say because I'll start reading lines. I'll start reading lines. So I'm trying to stick to this paper right here, but it's gonna be in Fort Worth. At the Fort Worth Community Arts Center. It's going to be in the W.E. Scott Theater near the Amon Carter Museum. And that's at 1300 Gendy Street in Fort Worth, Texas. There's going to be 2 shows. There's going to be one at 1 o'clock, a matinee show, and then there'll be another one at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Either one of them is going to be awesome. So you all can come out. You can get your tickets at Eventbrite. They're $25 a piece, and you can. It's open seating. So you buy your ticket and you get there and you get the best seat.
Because I got my 2.
Yeah, you get your best seat that you can.
So I will be in the building. So is this your first play?
No, it's not my first.
It's not?
Yeah, I've done a lot of acting.
Okay.
And a lot of different,
Like what? Tell us about yourself.
Yeah.
Well, as far as what the acting, hype myself. Well, I do so many things. Far as acting, I've been in movies with Arthur Muhammad. I was in Carter High. I was in
Lincoln.
Black Angels. I do my own writing too. So I did a short film.
Okay.
And
you went to Booker T.
Yeah, right? I did go to Booker T.
Okay. So you are from Dallas?
I'm originally from Arkansas, but I did go to school here.
Yes, did music bring you here?
No. I came here as a kid.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So I was back and forth from Arkansas to Dallas. So it's like both Texas and Arkansas is my home. So yeah, I love Arkansas. I love Texas too. But I do a lot. I mean, the acting, the writing, the singing. I kind of got my hands in pretty much all of the entertainment. Okay. So
what's your favorite? Like, as far as, do you like to perform more? Do you like to write? Do you like to produce? Where are you at now? Like, where do you...
I can't say I have a favorite because all of it is me. Mm-hmm. So it's like when I sing, I'm singing my own song. So I'm writing it, I'm producing it, I'm engineering. So it's like, it's all one thing for me.
Oh, suck it now. Producing and everything, engineering. Yeah. Okay. One-stop shop.
Yeah.
Renaissance
pretty much,
okay.
Yeah. So it's
she like all the money. That's what that is.
All of it, everything.
Put it out there. I want all the money.
Yeah, that's smart.
Right.
You had to do that with Aretha, just having her viewing. I was looking on your page, and you did a cover of your favorite song with...
Which was Aretha Franklin, what was it?
Natural
Woman. Yeah, that's the one I did. I did that, last year?
Oh, so that was a repost?
Yeah, I reposted it. When she died, I was just like, dang. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, God. Because I was hoping at some point, one day, I would be able to go to an event and sing for her. Because we were setting it up.
You can sing for us.
Yeah.
Just a note or two. Kind of give people a taste of what's going to be at the play.
Ooh, I can't sing. I'm not going to sing that play.
I mean, not that song, but I'm saying like the quality of her voice.
Oh, it's beautiful too. Now she's
it's all right.
You got something? I want to hear it. What we supposed to snap? No, that's poetry.
I do a little bit of Mary J. Blige.
Okay, go for it. We all love Mary.
Yeah.
Can I get up and dance like her? No, go ahead.
Right? Right. So I'll give a little bit. Although I ain't prepared, but I will. No, here we go. Baby, there's no need to tell you. As far as I can clearly recall, my love has been here for you. You don't have to worry at all. I'll sacrifice my time to make sure you're satisfied. And there's no hard things of that joy I bring. I wanna give you all my love,
Now drop the mic.
That girl good.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic. Right.
Section chocolate. Section chocolate.
Right. Yeah. So.
You gonna drop one? You gonna drop one with it, Hutton?
Don't make me laugh no more tonight.
Okay.
Don't make me laugh anymore tonight.
He been calling me Weenie her. You put the picture of everything on my page. I'm like,
that's hilarious.
When they posted that video of me singing the "Make Me New,"
Oh, no.
that's when
Who posted it?
Trolls came out.
Oh, no.
Who she called you a trolls, JoJo?
Hey, I've been kind of loud.
Reverend Doctor.
But it was her son. So the writers of the play is Pat Noble and Ryan Noble, and they're a mother-son duo. Ryan is in Florida, but he comes back here. Well, they wrote the play together, but he came back here like once we started getting towards the end of rehearsal and everything to kind of like, you know, tweak everything and make sure everything was right, so that she could bounce it off some different eyes. And they're both excellent. They're both Miss Pat. She's an excellent writer. The story. I read the story like a book. Like it has a really good storyline. So I'm excited about doing it. This is my first lead role.
Go, Miko.
And it's my I've sang in plays before, but not did singing and also acting. Like I sung at the African American reading that they would have every year. In honor of my grandfather who wrote a book when he was 102 years old.
Oh, that's dope.
Wow. So they always do the reading for him to celebrate his life and continuing your education and stuff. Because he went back to school when he was 98. Get
out.
Because he couldn't read or write.
Get out.
He tricked, and he sent all of his kids to college. And he used to make them bring him their essays and their homework, and he would say he read it, but he couldn't read anything. But he would take it and he would say, okay, that's good or that's bad.
That's black excellence.
Yes.
But then he went to Lincoln. He went to
go ahead, Papa.
Yeah. So this is my first lead role, so I'm really excited, and it's been a joy. You know, working with you, and there's some others.
So y'all met on set.
Yeah, so we're both leading.
Okay.
Got the lead role, basically.
Yep.
Mom and daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that sounds like an interesting story, the interesting dynamic. You know, the generational, because we believe in like curses. I don't believe in curses. I just believe in like choices. We pass certain things down. So I'm really interested in seeing
the story and how
seeing the story.
I think you have generational influences.
Yeah, you know, I just don't believe
generational curses. You don't believe in that?
Yeah, so
I do.
I wanna see how that works.
If you've ever read the Willie Lynch letter,
yes,
it comes from there. It's like a psychological thing that's been done to our people.
Yes,
I
read
Willie
Lynch.
It starts there.
And it's on the first.
It's on the first. Yes,
okay.
This coming Saturday.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I am. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Is it only just one day?
It's only one day right now. But we have two shows, matinee and the later show. But with most plays, if the first one goes well, then usually somebody will pick it up and say, "We want to do it here." That's usually how the tours like develop.
Oh, I didn't know how that started.
Yeah.
Okay.
The question is, are you prepared for that?
Am I prepared?
Miko, stay ready. Yes, she ready.
Oh, I was thinking more about like having to leave and get on the road with my kids.
Right.
Because you have children too, right? Oh, okay.
She looked at you like, Negro.
Like, they're gonna have to find me a new mama.
Look, Miko, she said,
Nah, I ain't got no kids, bitch. That's you with them kids.
I can spread my wings. Come, let's go.
She said I can go.
I'm out this piece wherever I need to be.
That's
Are
what
you
Farrah
married?
was saying.
Am I married?
Or
No,
involved?
I'm not married.
Okay, because we got some fellas out here asking.
Right, because
No,
you rocking that ring.
She
so-
already sang for us.
Yes.
LaQuisha Curtis.
I'm done for.
Yeah.
I'm done for. I'm taken.
Okay.
Completely.
Oh, my
She
mother-in-law
taking fellas.
Yes, I'm
came in here
taken.
and said she was gonna kill herself.
I saw that. I was like, oh,
So tell us. So what do you have? So after the play is over, what's gonna be next? Like what are you gonna be doing then?
Well, I'm working on a new album that I will be. I've written all the material, and I'm gonna go back and kind of remix some things with some people that I'm collabing with.
Okay.
And these people I'm working with Artist Boot Camp. in Arlington. So I let them hear what I was doing. They were just like, hey, we can make that greater. So I'm like, hey, anything that makes it greater and better, I'm all for it. So, you know, and I don't do this with a lot of people, but because I trust them, it made it even better. I was like, hey, I trust you guys. Let's make it happen. Okay. And so I'm working on an album, and it's going to be, again, I don't know exactly what we're going to do as far as like, if we're going to do EP, LP, I don't know what we're going to do, but we're just working. We're just going to let it flow, and whatever makes sense is going to make sense.
Do you already have some songs?
I do. I do have music out, like is that what we're saying?
No, I'm saying for your upcoming album that you...
Oh, I have plenty of songs. I have over 200 songs that's already written.
All right, Tupac.
Recorded. So I'm just, so I got an archive of stuff. So we're just going to pick from there.
Because I dabble. Right. A little bit. But after I've written a song, after time passes sometime, and you wrote the song,
you go back and touch it again.
Sometimes you go back and touch it, and sometimes you go back and you listen to it, and you're like, oh, that time passed. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess my
Are you writing music for yourself,
but
or
good
for people to hear
is
it?
Timeless, so.
Right?
No, you do write some great songs, but she said she had 200 songs. So I'm saying I have some that are like they're great forever.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's like if you would have put that out right then, it was hot.
Right.
I don't know if you've listened to like that. You listened to Lauryn Hill's Unplugged album, and she was like, I couldn't release this song at this time because it wasn't the right time. It was because
she didn't have the rights to it. I'm just playing.
Like, right.
She was like,
possibly.
She was like, it wasn't the right time or whatever. So I was just asking you as a writer, have you like gone back and then you're like looking at the song and you're like, it's probably maybe that song isn't gonna make, or do you just keep all of them?
Well, I keep everything. Now, when I do a lot of placements on movies. So some of the songs that I'm not going to put on my album, I license them out to movies and stuff like that.
Oh, you had just got a song on an upcoming movie. You wrote a song for someone.
The one with Tiffany Haddish.
Yes.
That just recently happened. So that's on that movie. It's called Hey. So I would have never put it on my album because it always felt like it was going to be for something else. And so they sent me a message and say, hey, the song is on the new movie. So I was like, nice.
Damn, can I have your autograph? Let me get your autograph before you leave here tonight. I need that.
And so so that happened. And then it's another movie. I think last year there was another movie. So the All Eyes on Me came out with the Tupac movie.
I was going to say, we're talking about Tupac.
Right. And then after that, there's another movie, Mike Mosley and another guy. Mike Mosley is a friend of mine. He's also the producer for Tupac when he was alive. Tupac and E40 and some other people in the industry. And I was up there in LA with them, and he was like, I was in the studio with him working on some stuff, and they were filming the movie at the same time we were doing that. Not for All Eyes on Me, but another movie. So I'm looking for that because I have material on that movie also that's gonna be released soon. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And the same actor who played Tupac is actually in that movie too. So,
he looked like Tupac, but he didn't have his energy. It was like,
that was hard to live up to.
It was like Tupac's understudy.
That's down like trying to play Jesus, man.
Right. Because it just looks so forced. Like he was just, I don't know. Anyway. But do you feel like it's harder with you being here in Dallas versus like if you were to go somewhere else to get jobs? Like, I don't know, like maybe LA or New York or...
No, I don't think it's harder because it's still based on connections with people, because I got connects in New York, LA. If I need to do anything, it's just a phone call away, like, hey, I'll just fly there. I mean, so it doesn't, I'll get up and leave when I need to. So me being in Dallas, a lot of people, because you gotta understand, a lot of people that it's a lot of people here right now in Dallas and Texas that people don't know that's here.
Right.
They're not sitting in LA because they come here. They call, make a phone call, like, hey, we need this, we need that. So Dallas, I don't think Dallas, I like to be here because it keeps me humble. To be in LA, when I go to LA, it's like, it's so the lifestyle is so fast and everybody's like trying to make it, and it's just like
pretentious.
You can kind of lose yourself. You think you can lose yourself.
So I'm just like, I got to go back to Texas, and you know, I don't want to be around everybody that's trying to do it. I just want to kind of sit, just sit by myself and say, okay, I'll wait. You know, So if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's actually refreshing to hear that.
Hey, Tamika.
We're gonna go to our Wild Monkey commercial, and then when we come back from break, Stanton asked, he wanted to know about the brunch and paint and stuff, and then we're gonna talk to JoJo a little more. Since he's been here, he says he needs his own segment, so we're gonna hop right into it after this break.
Oh yeah, let's get to it.
You don't do it now. You've been caught urinating in public at a church, nursery school, your neighbor's pool. Call Wild Monkey Design right now. That's every man's right, and we'll defend your freedoms in court. Call this number at the bottom of your screen.
The day I was diagnosed with diabetes was the worst day of my life. When the doctor told me how expensive all my medicine was gonna be, I nearly fainted. I'm on a fixed income. But Wild Monkey Design was there for me. They pay for my medication and even deliver it to my door. Thank you, Wild Monkey Design.
Do you struggle putting beans in your chicken roast? Nothing you try seems to work? Now you can put those worries behind you with a Grind a Bean 2.0, brought to you by Wild Monkey Design.
We don't do any of this shit. We're Wild Monkey Design, your identity design firm. We do web design, web development, analytics, SEO, social media integration, logo design, and layout design. Call us today for a quote. Hey bro, what you over there doing, man? What you?
You paid for a 2-hour film session. It's been 2 hours.
No, man. Can I just get 5 more minutes?
Yeah, keep it.
We're live. We're live.
Girl.
We're live.
And we're back.
I'm so big on energy.
We're so back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got a text message about that.
Drip, drip.
Hey, everybody.
Drip, drip. So we're back, and what were we finna talk about? Oh, JoJo.
Our new honorary
honorary Negro on the show.
He's our. So we've been thinking, like, with 30-something podcasts, that we always have women up here. So JoJo is kind of like our male energy.
The voice for the
balance us
we
out.
need to find better company.
Right. Y'all need to get a different voice for the people.
JoJo don't
a voice for the people. A voice for the men. You know what I mean? If y'all saw me last week, I had to tape up because they really want to use men as props, fellas. They don't want to speak in.
If
what
we
they
have
do.
a man as a prop, it's gonna be one that's like 6'4".
He's a token Negro.
I'm really. It's just for consensus. So what I was telling Miko today, basically was happening is, you know, with us, we kind of drown y'all out. We don't hear y'all. We don't listen. So y'all get up. When I get up here, that's what y'all do. Y'all beat my ass up, talk all over me. You know what I mean? And I take it proudly. You know what I mean? Because I get it. But we gonna work on a segment. We gonna put something together so that when I come up here, at least I can get about 2 or 3 minutes of talk time in.
Why are you brainstorming during the middle of the show, though?
Because you start telling Home Depot stories.
But Stan asked about the brunch and paint. You're so stupid. Don't start talking about Home Depot again.
Bro, that shit was so funny.
Oh, you got your own little spot too.
You know what I mean?
They hooked you up.
Get him away from me.
He looked like he hosting.
Right.
I am hosting. Welcome to Uncle JoJo Radio with my guests.
Messages that nobody
with my
sees
guests, the ladies of 30-some podcast. But now, Stan, this is what we gonna do. We 30-some. No, but Stan, on all seriousness, you asked about the
brunch and paint.
The brunch and paint. The young lady Tori Lee. It'll be going on September the 15th, I believe. It starts at like 12. We went to the last one. That was my first time ever. I didn't know how it was set up. I never been to it, but it was a sold out event. Like 200 people there.
We had a event that we did that was like a hip hop and paint.
Yeah, trap and
paint.
Oh yeah, so I didn't make it to that one, and she's doing it again. I guess it was
invited you.
What side of town is it? Is it Richardson?
No, it's damn near downtown.
I thought it was off of
Check
2nd
out
Street.
JoJo Radio.
Yeah, check it out. I'll get you the info.
We'll take that. We'll post the flyer for Brunch and Paint on the 30 something podcast page on Facebook and also on our Instagram. Will that work?
So y'all can go see JoJo in person.
Yeah.
Well, it's not my
his head is this.
no, that's the
his head
thing that you.
His head is this big in real life.
I know.
It is.
It is. It's not just for TV.
I thought
That's not a cartoon. That's
No, listen. We're not gonna do that
size.
because I saw those
Caricature
messages.
size.
Look, I saw
What
those
messages?
messages. We're not gonna do that.
What messages? I wasn't involved in those messages.
Okay.
Did somebody say
Let's get back.
it was big?
I don't know. Let's tell us.
I didn't say anything.
Tell us the question that you had.
Well, I do have a segment. I haven't started my show yet, and it's Ask Uncle JoJo. And I had a young man to write in. He's in love. He wants to get married. He has a child, but it didn't end the first time. Right. He's not with his daughter's mother because she cheated on him, and he's scared.
She pulled a Keisha Cole.
Yeah, he's scared to get remarried again. You know, he's in that.
To somebody else?
Yes, to somebody else. He's scared of being.
So he's the bag man.
So why is he in a
So why
relationship
he
if
asked
he's
her to
scared?
marry him if he's afraid to move forward with the relationship?
I mean, that's why he was writing in.
He needs to
And
quit
that's why-
playing games with her heart, like the Backstreet Boys said.
We didn't even get to the question yet.
What's the question?
Yeah, my bad. What's the question?
He wanted me to help him unpack this, you know. And my thing is, I'm not gonna. I can't.
Don't be coming up here with this Jackson. What's his name? That boy to be sitting in
Derrick
the car.
Jackson.
Boy, he get on my damn
No.
nerves. I said, boy, he be out here campaigning for hoes so hard. He
You
gets
see
on
through
my
it.
nerves.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
he
glad.
gets on my nerves.
I'm glad some women got some sense. But basically, he's just holding on to that hurt. Like you say, he's the bag. He's the bag man instead of being the bag lady. And he was just wondering what can he do to get past that, or is that feeling a sign that he shouldn't get married to her? Is that a natural feeling?
Well, here's the thing: like if you're not healed from your last relationship, then you should not be in a committed relationship with someone because the thing is, like, people have different expectations and they have different wants and needs, and if you know that she's gonna want to get married and you know that you're not ready, you should have vocalized that on
he wants to get married.
No, he doesn't.
Huh?
No, he don't.
He said he
does.
doesn't.
He wants to.
No, he wants to get married. It's just and see, and that's the thing. Men, the hardest thing for us is to make ourselves vulnerable. You know what I mean? And
That's a hard thing for anybody.
but especially for men, me as a man, you know, it's hard for us to make ourselves vulnerable.
It's hard for some women to make
Yeah,
themselves vulnerable.
I understand that. I'm not saying that it's, you know.
I feel like
you're making it like it's more.
No, I feel like
vulnerable for
guys
men.
try to act like emotions are exclusive to women. Now, I do feel like that we don't allow, as a culture, we don't allow for men to tap into their feminine energy, right? Or to have emotions that would be characterized
all about
as being
emotions.
feminine, right? But if they don't display it in one way, they display it in
It's
another,
true.
right? So they might not get upset and cry about something because they're hurt, but they might lash out and go and cheat because they're hurt.
something different. They show it in a-
right. They
show
show
it
it in a
in a different
different
way.
way.
The emotions still
You
show
still
up.
expressing emotions. So y'all are human beings the same way that we are. Y'all
understand that.
feel the same way we are. You just portray it and express it in different ways than we do.
Okay.
Hello, human being.
Yes,
Speak to me.
I'm not.
Hey, you gonna get
Well, we see, and that goes back into the nature thing. You know what I
Okay.
mean? See, and this is the thing: women, y'all have six senses. Y'all sixth sense is that emotional intelligence. So yes, we do have. And yes, I call it emotional intelligence because y'all operate on a whole different frequency.
Come on, Dr. Feel Good.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You right.
But as men, what we try to do is we try to control it and we try to suppress it versus understanding it and responding to it, you know.
Right.
But we not gonna act like, whether it's natural, society, or whatever, that let me get back to what I said. It's hard for a man to be vulnerable to his woman. So what the problems that what he's experiencing, he's already been vulnerable and he's been hurt. So he's scared to open back up.
But that's with a totally different woman, though.
But I know it's with a totally different woman. But whereas women y'all are so in touch and y'all are more forgiving than we are. So you might be hurt with somebody and you will give them another chance. You know what I'm saying? The next person another chance. Yes, it'll be a little lingering, but as long as that person show themselves worthy, y'all will be willing.
I tell you what, I might be speaking for myself. I'm more apt to give the same dude 100 chances versus them finding somebody new and giving them another chance.
Thank you.
I will give one dude 1,000 chances and then he will burn me up. And by the time I get to the next dude, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Nope. What you say? You didn't answer the phone. I called you for 2 days straight. I'm good. Delete, block. Like that's. Yeah.
But
that's
he runs the risk of hurting the woman that he's engaged with because he's
they're
still
engaged.
Hurt. Yeah, they're engaged.
So what I told him, your wife, the odds of your wife getting fucked are high. I mean,
high.
Yes, they high.
What are you talking about?
I mean, because I feel like that a lot of people that a lot of reasons why marriages and relationships don't make it is because of expectations. You know what I'm saying? So
you don't even know this girl.
But
when
I'm
you
not
say
talking
getting
about
after, are you saying messed over or are you saying?
No, I'm just saying I'm married. Okay.
What's the odds of your wife getting fucked?
That's too much for me.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm just wondering.
No, because I'm trying to.
The way you quoted it is, I'm confused. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Where my tape at?
Please.
You know what I mean? Because it's expectations. When we expect for when we say I do, and we had a conversation. Me and this guy, we talked. You know what I mean? I tried to walk him through it, but it's not badass advice. It's reality. Ooh. Because people that are married.
Well, I'm saying, why did you tell him that? I don't understand.
Why did you tell him that the odds of his
because
girl
I just don't believe that people are okay. He's pushing 30. So they get married now, they live till they see 80. How realistic is it that neither one of them are going to be with somebody else throughout their lifetime?
Very.
You know
what I'm saying? Hold on.
I'm not saying it's unlikely, but I know couples that have been married 40, 50, 60 years.
I know people that have been married for 6 months and married to a complete whore. So it depends on what you have in the relationship and how dear you hold that to your heart, right? Like you can really be with somebody and trust them and really feel like that this person's not going to sleep with somebody else. Now, it depends on what's in that person's character. Like if that person is a cheater, yeah, they going to cheat. But if you got somebody who likes to gamble and say, oh, well, you're not going to gamble for 80 years, that's crazy. But I don't feel like it's completely out of the question to say that I can be with this person forever and trust that they're going to be with just me forever. Okay. I said the same shit to you. You said to me what you talking about.
So people come to me right before they get married sometimes. You know, I've had, especially women, they come to me right before they get married. And I say, how big is your forgiveness? What is what is it that you won't get? What is your deal breaker? What is your edit? And the first, not ask it to the women. And the first thing they say is cheating, right? And I say, okay, if that's your deal breaker, you know what I'm saying? Don't get married. You know, and I'm not saying that
I want to ask you some personal questions so bad.
But you can.
You just ask that to the women, though?
No, I said it to the men and
but
to the women.
But if you're getting married and you're committing to only
I asked the men what their deal breaker is, too.
Zelton say, can't go fuck somebody else, everybody die.
Okay, Zelton, tell the truth.
So, but you know what happens? I'm being honest. You know what happens? After 2 or 3 years of them getting married and they going through it with their husband, you know what I'm saying? And they going through these lives because marriage is not it's not a sunny day in a park. You know, it's seasonal. It's winter. So when they say better or for worse, and you take that vows, it means you don't get to say what better or for worse is. Where you jumping off at? You know what I mean? Because what is this person going through? Like, where are y'all at in y'all marriage? You can't. That's the advice that I give. It's not saying that okay, this is gonna happen, but I'm saying you don't know what you signing up for when you sign up for this marriage and better for worse, and that's what people
know what you're signing up for.
You don't really know.
You don't know what it feels.
You don't know what it feels like. That's just that's just like parenting. That's just like parenting. People can talk all of that stuff before they have kids, but once you have kids, you go. Once you have to deal with it, really, you'll be doing shit you never said that you would do.
You have an idea of a person's character and what their boundaries are.
What are your boundaries for your? What are your? I know, but what are your boundaries for your kids?
I have no boundaries for my kids.
Exactly,
they're my children.
I know. Okay,
but those are my children.
What is your boundaries?
Not a nigga that I opted to be with.
That's,
I don't opt to be a parent.
Right.
That's completely different. I can opt a nigga out my life.
Right.
That's completely different.
Right.
Now I'm saying when you with somebody and you're in a relationship, you can't. That's like saying not to have any expectations of someone.
I'm not saying not to have.
You can say that. You know what? You done cheated like 4 or 5 times.
No, nobody's saying that. It's gonna be no, it's over. We gonna take it because nobody's saying that.
This is good. I'm sitting here entertained.
But I'm just telling the young man to get married, go through it, but don't expect. Y'all don't expect each other.
So
to be
you just
perfect.
basically like did not help him at all. Is what
right?
Because
you're sending him into a relationship where he's gonna be
next segment,
look,
next
nerve wracked the whole time.
When JoJo comes back, we'll
you got my nerves, babe. You done sat up there and told that boy that.
Bye, y'all.
Don't
appreciate you all for tuning in to 30 Something Podcast.
Thank y'all.
Thank you,
Hey,
JoJo.
y'all. Hey, Ashley.
We appreciate you.
Hey, Uncle Mike. Hey, Stanton. Hey, Zelton. Hey, Crystal.
Cause you come like already
Ryan.
like
hey, everybody that I didn't say hi to.
Because you gotta be like that when
no,
you deliver.
You don't.
You got. Let me tell you something, man.
No, you don't.
First of all, he done cut me with his eyes 5 times, and I'm just like, well, shit.
Let me tell you something.